No, the thumbnail is not a gimmick. This is legit 5 movements to make you better on the bike. Hi, I'm Jonny Thompson from Fit for Racing, and I am the performance manager for the YT Mob. Not only that, but I've trained some of the best mountain bikers on the planet. And today I'm going to show you 5 movements to help you become a better mountain biker. Some of them are super complicated, but don't worry and don't let that put you off. We'll go through each one, how to perform it and when, and we'll have scaling options so that everyone can do every single movement. So watch to the end. And the only way I won't be offended if you don't is if you skip to fitforracing.com and sign up on a 7-day free trial of a fitness program specifically for mountain biking. Thanks for watching past the intro. Considering you're still here, I guess you want to watch some movements. We've got here Jaimi Wilson, pro biker, pro endurance biker. And she's going to be helping me demo the first movement, which is the split stance clean to a box. Look at that, good speed. Now let's show you exactly what happened there. The hinge is so important because it's a large part of the time on the bike, the position that you're going to be in, especially in a split stance. So here, what we can do is load the hinge with a barbell and extend, go for it, with speed. In the split stance, it means that we can load one leg way more than if we were, say, doing a traditional Olympic lift clean, which would demand quite a lot of technique and timing. For this, as much as it looks complicated, it's going to be easier for general population and mountain bikers to grasp the benefits of Olympic lifts without the demands of the skill, the timing, and the practice. As you can see here, Jaimi's hip is at about 90 degrees with the bar hanging out the front. So she's loaded in the glutes and hamstrings, and she's going to stand up quickly and step onto the box. I'll tell you why she's stepping on the box when she's there. Go! So the finishing position is fully extended. In an Olympic lift, this is called a triple extension. Here, we're going to step onto the box to encourage pushing the hip forwards more. If there wasn't a box there, there's a tendency to cut the movement short and rely on the pull through the arms and muscling the weight rather than allowing the hip extension to do all of that power. So sets of 4 to 6 weights that you find challenging is going to get some good speed and power benefits in the hip. But not only that, but motor control, all of which will help you on the bike. Now let's take a look at some variations to make it easier for everyone. The first scaling variation is dumbbells. So if you lack the mobility or confidence with a barbell to land in the front rack position, dumbbells are a good substitute. So it's exactly the same position, leaning over the hip, split stance, drive the hip and step to the box, and place the dumbbells on the shoulder. You can perform this with 1 or 2 dumbbells. Go for it. It's going to encourage the speed and power the same as the barbell, but it's going to be less impact on mobility if you have issues there. To make it more simple still, Jaimi's going to perform the same movement but with no weight. So we're still going to step onto the box. I'm going to show you something that if you have no weight whatsoever and you're doing this at home, you can still get some benefits. So practice the movement in the hinge, step forwards onto the box, paying particular attention to the glutes and hamstrings. So Jaimi's going to go down into the split stance again, leaning forwards with a vertical shin, hinge at 90 degrees, and then standing with all of the weight on the front foot with a big drive and push of the hip forwards, which engages the glute and hamstring a little bit more. If I remove the box now, Jaimi can do that same movement into a jump, raising the spare knee high. So the movement stays the same. Jump super high, high as you can off your front leg. Ha! And by doing that, we're going to get more muscle recruitment. So when there's less weight available, the higher speeds increase the muscle recruitment and the adaptation to get a better functioning glute and hamstring in the hinge, which makes you a better rider. Fact.
Yeah.
The second movement, you're going to need some rings. These are ring up and overs. The benefits of muscle ups are fantastic. However, the muscle up is a very technical and slightly dangerous movement if you haven't done one before. You're expected to get your whole body up and over a bar or rings. What we're going to do here is a variation of it to get the rotational benefit through the shoulder. So if you watch Jaimi here do one, up and over, it's a strong, fast pull from the upper mid back and then turning over in the rotation through the rings to land in a dip position. So go back, Jaimi. The starting position here, 90 degrees with the arms and torso, feet in an appropriate position for your ability. So you can scale this infinitely depending on how far back or how far forwards your feet are. The further back, the easier it's leverage. Science.
Yes, science!
So from there, the important part of this movement is not just the pull and pop, but the rotation through, the tight rotation on the rings. So if you see here when Jaimi goes over, go, the rotation here will mimic quite a lot of when you hit a big compression and your arm, your elbow wants to come forwards of the bar. So this is where people get some rotator cuff issues or injuries on the bike. So we're going to strengthen that and familiarize your body with that type of tension that's difficult to get in any other movement. So by doing sets of 15 to 20 of these, starting with your feet quite far forwards to make the movement difficult, go, and then coming straight back down, do say 5 at the most difficult, and then bring your feet backwards to do another 5, all the way, so each rep is almost at your limit of ability. The ring up and over, bulletproof shoulders for better riding. So what we're going to look at here is some insane tan lines. We're going to look at an elevated curtsey squat. So Jaimi's going to put the outside leg onto a bench or a box, leaving that other leg hanging, and then put all of the weight on the front foot without too much pop of the back foot to then raise up to hit the glute med in a very unique way. She has here, because she's an elite athlete, a weight. So with the weight, it obviously makes it more difficult, loads better. Sets of 15 to 20 are good for some muscular endurance. And what she's doing here is keeping torso nice and tall to put the weight back onto a glute. This is different glute activation than the barbell clean. It's going to help a lot in your turning ability, G'ing out big bermed corners. An obvious scaling for this is to do exactly the same movement without weight. And if that's a mega struggle for you, I'm sorry, but we still have options. You just step forwards and do a curtsey squat as you stand. Way. That is the curtsey squat for better biking.
I wear a cape that is velvet, couldn't see it, she felt it. See it all like I'm Elvis, move my hips like I'm Elvis. I don't pitch it, I sell it, couldn't picture me jealous. Turning fans into zealots, tuning in when I tell it.
This next movement is going to hit the grip and the core. So we're a fan of toes to bar, which is a straight up toes to bar hanging, but we want to activate a little bit more of the obliques with this movement because we're having 5 amazing movements for mountain biking, not just conditioning for general population. So hanging from the bar, Jamie's going to have a neutral double overhand grip, probably about the width of our handlebars because we're sport specific. A dead hang, and then from here, double footed swing over the box. It can be any target, one side to the other. Reps of 10 or more. If you're getting up to 20 on the size of the box that you've chosen to start with, then you can add. Go, 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 go.
Oh my God.
Height. You can do it, you can do it. I'm sure you can do it. Get up, go, go.
That was straight.
I'm back. Yeah! Step too far. Choose an appropriate height for your ability. The best to last. This is not a gimmick, I promise. There's legitimate reasons why we're doing this. We're calling it the bare position handlebar wobbler with a ball between your legs. I'm going to explain it nice and quick while Jamie's still up here. We've got handlebar here attached to some bands for some instability of the upper body. Bracing the ball between the legs helps engage the obliques and make it more difficult. If we take the ball out, first scaling option, that movement's going to be a lot easier to engage the legs a bit more. So we want to remove this, add it to the core. And if you look at the hands on the handlebar, obviously sport specific, what we want there is if you're already stable, to make it more difficult, is have a friend pull on these with a little bit of rotation. And we're doing 30 to 60 seconds of this hardest variation. Hop off. Whey! Don't get smashed in the face. Now let's look at making that a bit easier. What we have here is the first variation where we've got a single band between J-cups. Most of you are probably going to choose this because of the ease of setting it up. This is a bit faffy, and I'm doubtful you can do this in your Globo gym. This one you may well be able to set up at home or in the gym if you have a rig. The band is there for the instability, the box is there to raise the position up, make it more bike-like, and then a slight bend in the elbow to engage the chest, triceps and shoulders a little bit more, and this will replicate a gnarly, quite steep downhill section. If you want extra instability and you have a friend with you, you can add that in random ways on the upper body. It'll help engage the core more and help prepare you for those unknown side to sides that you hit whilst you're going down those downhill sections. Making it easier yet again, we're going to do that same movement with the band but legs on the floor. This obviously changes the angle, so it's less load forwards. If you want more instability, you can bring your hands closer together, go for it, and see how that changes the movement. What we really want is it for not to be fatiguing your upper body so much as your core and stability through your midline. And then the final option, if all of that fails, we can do a similar type of movement. The final option for instability training in that over the bar position, a slight bend in the elbow to make it difficult, feet on a ball for the instability, then side to side with your feet. Watch how this movement then changes. Yeah? Stable, side to side, come on. Other side too. Brilliant. This helps engage the core, stabilizing but linking the lower and upper body, which is so important on the bike. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. As I said at the very start, you should visit fitforracing.com and sign up to a Fit for Racing program specifically for mountain biking. I promise not all of the movements are as complicated as the ones you saw today. The general conditioning for mountain bikers from beginners all the way up to World Cup athletes. Sign up today and I'll see you there. Peace. Cheers, guys. I'm on the winner here. I got 30 seconds of the winning time on EWS Stage 3.